Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Ha ha! Whatever part of the world that you are in. All right, we're going to be redoing our pheasant run. This is the pen where we keep our adult breeding pheasants. A couple of things are going on. One, this is not in the greatest shape anymore. I built this originally as a little chicken run, and then we added on a bigger chicken run and more chickens and blah, 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 and here we are. This is not in a state of disrepair, but that's kind of the point. We want to get ahead of it before it starts coming, before it starts becoming a problem. We already got holes and stuff like that in here, so we're just going to tear it all apart and redo it with some better fence rather than using chicken wire. This chicken wire hasn't held up very well. I've had to patch it several times. It rusts, and then it starts tearing real easy. And we're going to make it, at the same time, we're going to make it a little bit bigger because we want to expand our pheasant operation, for lack of a better term, keep some more breeding pheasants so that we can have more eggs and more chicks, because if we have more chicks, then we can sell more chicks and we can make more money and blah, 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 blah. So you know how it goes. So anyway, nice sunny day, great day to work. Everybody's happy. Pork chops playing with their feed sack. Tell you what, man, a donut, a belly rub, and an empty feed sack, that is one happy piggy right there, y'all. Get it, pork chop. Show that feed sack who's boss. Yeah, get it. Good girl. All right. Well, first thing we're going to do is start tearing this stuff down. We're going to get the screw guns out, and we're going to start cutting off all this old wire. We'll save the pieces that are good, that are still in good shape. We'll save them, just roll them up and store them someplace as patching materials, or if we need to build a little small thing or something to put something in, I don't know. But you never throw anything that's usable. You don't ever want to throw it away because it will get used for something at some point. So anyway, we're going to start taking it off and tearing it apart, and we'll every once in a while we'll turn the camera on and kind of give you an idea of what we're doing. Okay guys, we got all the chicken wire off of it, and you can see how badly it's leaning and how badly it's put together. I built this probably close to 11 years ago, before I knew anything at all. I just used what I had, and most of that chicken wire come from Uncle Bill, one of the elders down the road that he had that was extra. This is one of them things that I just put it together the best that I could with what I had, and I didn't know very much about anything at the time. So some of these posts, like some of these trees that we cut, it's not a very good wood. It's not a hard wood. I think I'm not even sure, this might be a little sycamore or something, but it's not a very hard, sturdy wood. They rotted at the bottom, and the whole thing, as you can see, is kind of leaning. I mean, I'm standing straight. I'm not leaning this way, and the whole thing's leaning. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start taking apart this quote-unquote framework that I so lovingly put together here, and start seeing what we got, and which post and which wood is still going to be usable, and which ones are going to need to be replaced. And we're going to take everything out, and we'll make us a pile, and then we'll start digging new post holes and putting up the new ones. So next step is to take all this stuff apart and see what is still usable and what is not usable, and then go from there. Alrighty, so we got everything all tore down. We got their little fake Christmas trees inside their house. We got some rebar. Yeah, dude, we moved our adult pheasants are up there in the grow out pen. That's where we moved them to while we're working on this one, and they're not happy about it. But we did some measuring, and we're going to make this 14 feet wide by 24 foot long. That way we can use 8-foot sections of 2x4. We're going to use landscape timbers that we caught on sale, and some that we already had as the posts. We're going to dig a post. We're going to use a post hole digger to dig posts and get them down at least 2 foot in the ground. And we're using that 6-foot section of fence. So we got our markings where we're going to dig our posts. I'm not going to set them in concrete just because I don't want to, if something goes wrong in a few years or we got to pull one of the posts up, we don't want to have to dig up a big blob of concrete too. We're just going to put them in the dirt. And that's going to be the next step, is digging the post holes and setting the posts. So, and Pork Chop is supervising, and she's telling us that there's a good board there that we can use. Ha! Pork Chop! How you doing, sweetie? Hi, baby girl. Ah, pretty piggy. Alrighty. So, we're going to dig some post holes, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, we have our posts in. We're not going to tamp them in solid yet because what I want to do is I want to run the 2x4s across the top and make sure that everything is level and even, meaning that it's all going to work together, because I don't want to have to redig any posts if I don't have to. So we're going to put it together once I get my 2x4s, and we'll start screwing them all together and making it all solid. And once we get everything where we want it, to where everything fits together, then we'll tamp in the post into the bottom and make everything solid. But right now, I'm going to take a break and get some lunch because honestly, digging all these post holes kicked the crap out of me, and my arms are on fire and my shoulders are on fire. So a little bit of a break, eat some lunch, drink some coffee, and then we'll get back at it. So through the magic of video, we'll see you guys in about a second. Okay guys, you see we're putting 2x4s up across the top. Before we level in put the dirt into the hole of the post. You know, my buddy Howie up there at our half-acre homestead in Canada, you know, he's one of the masters of all things doodly. He told me about this, I mean, crazy way out invention. I think, what do you call it? A level or something like that? To where you could put it up against stuff and it would tell you whether it was straight. It would be straight up and down and square. I mean, I know, right? Crazy talk. So what we're doing now is we're making sure that everything is level, Howie. And now we're just going to kick in the dirt around the bottom to kind of just set everything in place. And then once we get all these posts in temporarily like this, then we will go around and tamp all the dirt in with a little stick, a little tamping stick, and pack it in as good as we can. But for right now, we're setting them temporarily like this so that we can make sure that it's going to be, you know, level and straight up and down and square and all that good stuff. The best that we can on the side of a hill in the mud anyway. So. It ain't got to be pretty, it ain't got to be beautiful, it ain't got to be perfect, but it just got to hold pheasants. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going around this way. We still got that backside to do over there, but we're going to go ahead and get these ones here done that we've got, and then we'll finish that up, and then we'll get ready to figure out where we're going to put a gate and so on and so forth in here. But when we get to the next step, we'll let you know. For right now, we're going to set these posts, and then once we get them all set, we're going to go around and tamp the dirt in, pack the dirt in real good around the base of the post. That'll set it, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay guys, we got everything secured up. We put a center ridge in the middle here that is taller than the walls. It's really no different than like a house or a cabin or anything like that. This would be like your ridge pole. And like I said, again, we're not going for, you know, the prettiest pin on the creek award or any of that kind of stuff. It's going to be functional. That way, when we lay fencing across the top to keep, you know, to cover the whole pin, we'll lay it across the top. This helps support it, and it keeps it at an angle so that we can come out every once in a while with a rake or a broom or something and rake the leaves and the sticks and stuff that fall down onto it. So, and yes, I'm on a ladder, and I didn't fall twice. Anyway, so. We're going to call it for today because we're tired and my shoulders and everything's screaming, and just because I'm leaning like this, I'm stiff. Ah! So we're going to go in and get some supper going and relax, and we'll come out here tomorrow and start putting on fence and so on around the edge. And but of course, again, with the magic of video, tomorrow we'll start in about 2 seconds. See you then. I'm not the only one that's tired and wore out, huh, Pork Chop? It was a long day of chasing that feed sack and the chickens around, wasn't it? Oh, I know it. My goodness, she just plumb wore out all that work. Well, in her defense, she did move that board all the way from there down to there. So I can understand, Pork Chop. I understand. Okay, guys, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting a gate together. One thing that I have learned over the past several years is build an appropriate size gate. We're going to be in and out of this pheasant run a lot in the spring and early summer, collecting eggs to hatch out. And the other gates and the doors that I built, I don't know why I built little skinny guy doors, because I'm a big fat dude, and it's hard for me to get in and out without ducking and crunching in and stuff. So we just took some scrap lumber and some scrap pieces of plywood here, just got a bunch of triangles. And now we're just screwing the corners together to give it a little bit of strength and stability. And we'll put these all together, and we'll put again on the other side just to give it a little more strength. I'll put one of these through the middle because we'll just take scrap fence that we have to cover in the door, and then we'll hang it up, and just regular hinges like hanging any other kind of gate. So there's nothing special about that. But the point of this particular little segment is build the appropriate gate for your pen. If you're a big fat guy like me, don't build some little skinny dude door because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get in and out of. So there you go. And build them strong too so they don't be sagging and they'll last for a long time. That's the reason why we're doing this. So anyway, we'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. All right, our gate is done and it's working good. I got plenty of space to get in and out. We got plenty of space even when we go to clean it, pull a wheelbarrow in here, and that will make life a lot easier. So now it's time to start wrapping the fence around and making it look like a pen. So the next step is we're going to get that roll of fencing there and wrestle it around into place and run this side here first. And I'm liking it. It's going to look nice. So we'll see here in a bit once we get this fencing and stuff going. Okay guys, you can see now we're starting to take those little, we call them steeples, a little like steeple nail things. They're starting to run and attach the fence to it. They're starting to look nice. Running fence is like totally easy to do by yourself. Help! Help! Yeah, so you might want to have somebody help because it usually makes things go a little easier. Anyway, putting up fence, y'all, like I say, we're just steepling it right up. Now what we're going to do is get up here to the corner, stretch it out, make it look nice, and trim it. And then we'll show you when we get a little more progress made on putting up our fence. Alrighty, we got all of the fence around the whole thing now. And the only thing that we need left to do is to run some of this wire. We're going to use the same kind of wire. And we're going to stretch it all the way across over the top just like that to enclose it. That's the reason why I'm not too worried about these little gaps here between here. One, we're working on a downhill slope, so I expected gaps, and two, we can close them in once we when we put the wire over the top. That way there won't be any gaps for them to come out. And you can see we rolled some logs up next to the bottom there and steepled all that stuff together along the bottom so that there's nothing going to get in or out. And it is going to be very sturdy and very good, I do believe. You know, like I say, we're just trying to hold our pheasants in. It's not like we're trying to hold in, the velociraptors or something like that. This will be more than enough to hold in our breeder pheasants and to keep them happy and healthy. So next step is to start running the wire over the top and enclosing the whole pen in, and that'll probably be tomorrow because it's getting late in the afternoon. Little ones are going to be home from school, and going to get some supper going and do our evening chores and stuff. So we'll probably catch up with you guys in the morning. This is a process, and I work at the speed of John. All right, I'm not any super fast guy. I want to take my time on this and do it correctly so that it'll last a good long time, and I won't have to do it again. So anyway, we'll see you guys probably in the morning. Okay guys, we are to the point now where we're putting the top on the fence. We're running the top over the top of the pen here, and all we're doing is just cutting lengths of fence and bringing them over here and steepling them to the top, overlapping it a little bit and rewiring them, wiring them together with the little rebar tie wires that we use for the rabbit cage to put the roof on. And the support right there in the middle is going to hold most of the weight. That way when there's sticks and leaves and snow and stuff that comes down on top, it's not going to bow it way down into the pen. So like we're saying, the pen is 14 foot wide, and we're cutting these about 16. The one here in the middle where the tallest is going to have to be about 16 and a half or so to give us enough room to overhang so that we can tie them all in and make it one solid pen. So we will show you, once we get the rest of the top on, we'll show you the completed process. Well, there we have it. Completed, improved pheasant run. We already got our pheasants moved in there, and it looks like that they're enjoying it, checking out the new space. You know, all my posts, and this place may not be completely plumb or completely level and completely square and all that kind of stuff, but you know what? I like it. It's a big improvement and a lot more room from what we had before for our pheasants. And happy birdies are productive birdies. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be a good season for us, and the little bit of money that we had to spend on this, improving this pheasant run, I hope will pay off, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I hope this video wasn't too long and boring, and thank you guys very much for watching. Y'all have a great day. God bless. In the end. Buzz, buzz, the end.